Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Heavy Duty Country is the name of the channel. Mentioned it before. Like the guy a lot, to be honest. Proper American patriot. Fucking take no shit. Tell it like it is. Kind of coolish dude. I like the channel. Anyway, we're talking about Charlie Kirk and uh, the impossible bullet. I mean, it's like John F. Kennedy. It's like John F. Kennedy already. When John F. Kennedy, we had the magic bullet. With this, we've got the weak bullet that couldn't even penetrate somebody's neck. Apparently, I mean, everybody's seen where. I mean, I believe that to be an exit wound. But say it was an entry wound, I don't think it's going to hit a collarbone. It's just going to go straight through the neck where it is. And the round that's used, the rifle and the round that's used, it would just shatter bone anywhere. It would absolutely shatter bone and pass right through. So you're being totally lied to on this whole the bullets hit a bone and deflected into the body somewhere. That's utter bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And I'll prove that later on in the video by going to a different channel who's shooting things, and it'll show you the power of the round. So yeah, it's a load of bollocks that this bullets hit a bone inside Charlie Kirk, and the bullets lodged somewhere in the body. That's absolute nonsense. The power of this round from the distance as well. It wasn't a long distance. It would absolutely shatter any bone that got in its way. Absolutely shatter any bone that got in its way. It would not deflect off a bone and lodge in the thing. So that's utter shit, to be honest. That's bullshit. We're being lied to. So we've got the videos again. This guy mentions the video I mentioned last night from the other channel about shooting from the right, and this looks like it's the scenario to me that he could have been shot from the right. And yeah, I just don't believe that this whole as well. The big flaw in the original crack is this whole the bullets hit a bone and stopped in his body. Utter shit. It was in his neck. It was the best it would hit. It was like a vertebrae, and it would rattle that vertebrae right out of the way, and it would come flying out the back of his neck into the back of the tent, which I've mentioned. And it doesn't, because it was probably shot from the right, and it's come through, and that was an exit wound, like everyone's saying, or a few people are saying anyway. So let's have a listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's been asking what is going on with Charlie Kirk? Why does it seem like we don't have much information? Why does it seem like the public is at this point being purposely misled or being treated like we have the intelligence of a 5-year-old? It is truly mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling for me. One, for Charlie's family. Two, for the honor of Charlie. And three, for the fact that we are a nation who understands guns very well. Now, like I've said before, I'm going to do an entire.
Yeah, that's that's massive. Like that is massive. Like, well, obviously I'm from England, and most people listening to this are probably from England, and we don't have guns, and we don't have access to guns, and we don't shoot guns regularly. So very, very few people in England have a knowledge of guns, but in America, it's a completely different kettle of fish. I mean, this guy here in the background, look at we can see four guns in the background here, and they're not they're quite serious fucking guns by the looks of it. You know what I mean? You've got a sniper rifle on the right there, then you've got this looks like the carbine rifle of some form, or a machine gun. I mean, Christ knows I don't know guns, that's the thing, but this motherfucker clearly does, you know what I mean? And not just this motherfucker, there's plenty of people in America. Again, the channel, I've brought forth a few channels here, and again, got guns galore in the background. They love it in America, some of these lot. They love shooting, they love hunting. And again, guns are prevalent, as everybody knows. Gun crime in America is massive. So he's completely true when he says these people know guns, and you've got to bow down, as I've said to many a time in other circumstances. You've got to bow down to the people with the knowledge, and in America, there is, you don't have to. I mean, a lot of them have been in the forces. That's the other side of it. Some of them have already been in the forces previously, and I've left. But even without it, you can still have a good knowledge of guns. But yeah, a lot of these people were also in the army, so you've got to bow down. And again, that, but you can lose logic and common sense as well. That's the other side of it. When you get shot in the neck here, I mean, there maybe is the collarbone. You maybe do have your collarbone there, but it kind of looked like it was a bit full. But even then, the collarbone would just shatter. The bullet would pass right out the back. And anybody who doesn't know weapons, that might kind of wash. But anybody who does know weapons is telling us that that doesn't wash.
Entire breakdown of everything involved with this on my first podcast. The first episode is going to be released very soon. The link to that channel is below the video. But we've all been looking for the answers as far as, was this an exit wound? If it was, where is the entry? Who actually shot him? Was the guy on the roof actually the guy? If he was, why was he running off the roof with no apparent gun in his hand? Oh, he took it apart. Because that makes sense when you're trying to get away from a murder scene. You're going to sit there on the roof and take your gun apart just so you can put it in your backpack, and then you're going to reassemble it. And
I mean, it's like many times we've been told, like, the holes in the story, isn't it? Like, oh, that's bullshit. For a start, he hasn't disassembled the gun, then reassembled the gun and put it in. And it's right, because they found the gun and took a photo of it in a box. In a box. And I think this guy mentioned, or another guy I watched, the sniper rifle scope, the scope for the rifle was too far back, and when he shot the rifle due to recoil, he would have smashed him in the eye. So people were suggesting that that wasn't the rifle, and it was just a staged event of the rifle. I mean, you had a lot of weirdness in the initial aftermath. You had people who jumped up and cheered, and when everybody ducked, you had one guy, a bald old guy, claiming it was him in some way, and he got arrested. There was a lot of weirdness around it, and again, it smacks in many ways of a professional hit for a bigger agenda. Like I said in a previous video, it really does smack of a bigger agenda here for me. And again, I don't know what that agenda could be. We'll maybe find out in the future. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is to create a bigger of a civil war between the right and the left in America, which is kind of happening because now Trump's declaring war on the left, so the left are going to go underground and become a real terrorist organisation. It would seem if the left get banned and the left ideology gets banned, these left people won't give up the idea. Some of them will, but the hardcore, the fanatical left, they'll just go underground and become actual terrorists in many ways. You would have thought is the way it'll go. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get back to this.
dump it in the woods just so whenever they find it, it looks picture perfect for them. And then you have the surgeon and someone from TPUSA say that he's a man of steel because his neck, his lonesome neck, stopped a 30-06 round. No exit. I want to get mad right now, but this isn't about me. This isn't about any of us, really. This is about truth. This is about simply providing the public solid information. And if the FBI doesn't know, or they're just this dumb, okay. Like, what else do we say to that? But
No, I mean, I don't think you can say they're dumb because again, they've got the body. They've done an autopsy. There will be a bullet wound in the back of the neck and here where it's exited. So they know what's happened. Again, the gun was too. It was too convenient. It was in a box. Again, many people have said that it didn't look right. The scope was too far back on the rifle. It wouldn't. You would have seriously fucked yourself over with recoil and hurt yourself. Um, Conveniently in a box, but apparently he took it apart to put it back together again. So that's bullshit as well. You know what I mean? So there's holes in the story, and again, this whole the collarbone stopping. I can't. That gun that he mentioned, AOT or whatever round. I've watched a guy shooting that last night. I'll try and put it on the end of this video. He's shooting one of them at various targets under a bone, and the bone doesn't stand a fucking chance. I'll try and put it on the end of this video if I remember.
I have a feeling that's not the case. There is so much information out there on X. There is so many people out there dissecting every video. You have to believe that the FBI has all of the footage that we haven't seen, which is the camera footage that was behind Charlie, that was next to Charlie, that is probably clear as day because I know a good camera when I see one. So where is the information? And we've all been searching for it, and it looks like someone has put it all together. So I want to give a big shout out to a YouTube channel. His name is Rain.
Yeah, this is the one I mentioned in your video yesterday, Range Day Bro. So now this video is getting around. I noticed it had over 1 million views now, and this guy's promoting it as well, and he's got nearly 1 million subscribers. So it does need to get around. This is the problem with the internet that they've got, and why they're trying to shut the internet down, because the truth will out on the internet. And between us, we can spread the truth. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, well, that's the name of the game. To be honest, spread the truth, because once the truth is silenced, we'll all be living in a shitty world. To be honest. So yeah, it's kind of big information. If Charlie Kirk's been assassinated and we're being lied to in the aftermath of the assassination, makes it even worse. To be honest.
Day Bro. And he just came out with a lot of this information. I think as many people need to see this as possible. Good job to the gentleman who runs that channel. But let's just start with this. For those of you who don't know, or have never been deer hunting or elk hunting or any kind of hunting with a 30-06, every single time I have shot a buck, which is anywhere from 3 to 4 times the width of a human neck, has way more bone, has tougher skin, has tougher muscle. The list goes on and on. The exit wound, and there was an exit wound every single time. Minimum was that big. So if this was the exit wound, it wasn't a 30-06. The other thing that people need to think about is, if you have ever shot a 30-06, it is a very, very loud round, mainly because the cartridge is so long. It has way more powder in it than, let's say, a 308, let's say a 5.56. So if it truly was a 30-06, that entire place would have all been like, pretty much. I got chills right now from how messed up this whole thing seems like it is. So I'm gonna run through this video.
I mean, I think there's a possibility that the guy who shot him from the right was possibly had a silencer on the round, sorry, on the gun, and whoever was on the roof did fire a shot, but he didn't fire at Charlie Kirk, or he missed, but possibly just didn't fire at Charlie Kirk. He fired maybe just for the sound effect, and then Charlie Kirk was shot from the right, possibly. I don't know. It's just a hypothesis, because obviously people heard a shot. Now, that shot being in a building, it wouldn't have sounded right. But again, all this alludes to a much bigger operation here, a very strategically planned operation, which you would start to think. But then again, this is again the FBI could be lying to his ear, so this could be sort of. I mean, John F. Kennedy was supposedly assassinated by the CIA. Some people think the mafia, but it was probably the CIA, and this could also be a CIA kind of thing, like Black Ops. Who knows? I don't know. I don't personally know, but from what we're seeing and what we're hearing, it doesn't look like it's some crazy left winger on a roof. Do you know what I mean? Looks like there could be a bit more to it. And his death, the other side of it, why people might not grasp, but his death has massive implications. Who he was. Look at the aftermath to his death, the funeral, the people, the outcry, that what's going on with the left wing, and it's been a big event, a very big event. And if you were going to kill somebody to change the world, it's like John Lennon as another example. Let's think of John Lennon and the effect killing John Lennon had. And yeah, there's certain people who, if you murder them, well, not just it silences them. That's the other side of it. Maybe Charlie was becoming too powerful, and then the message of Christ and Jesus and the Bible and his message of goodness was getting too strong, and they wanted to silence it because the world needs to be a shitty place, as we all can see at this point. So I don't know. I mean, I don't claim to know. I just claim. All I claim is that these people who clearly fire fucking machine guns and weapons and rifles and sniper rifles and weapons of all kinds and all forms and all ammunition, know what the fuck they're talking about. And the bullet he suggested there, again, shooting deer, he's not being stopped by a collarbone. It isn't. It would absolutely do it in. So the chances are it wasn't that gun that was actually used to shoot Charlie Kirk, because the exit wound isn't that big. It possibly had a silencer on, so people didn't hear the shot of the real gun, which would then diminish the power of the gun slightly. A silencer diminishes the power of the gun. So it could have been shot through a silencer, through that window, as we've seen, and somebody's fired on the roof just to alert the crowd. But again, that means it's a bigger operation. There's strategic planning here. You know what I mean? You're talking CIA, FBI, Black Ops, like military possibly, to plan all this out, and you know what I mean? It's not a left winger on a roof.
A couple of different things I'm going to show everybody, but I want everybody to think about one thing. Who is not releasing the information? Why are they not releasing it? What do they benefit from not just putting the truth out there? I think it's because they have somebody in prison right now, the shooter, who potentially didn't do it. When he gets shot, it looks like he got shot on the other side of his neck in the back, and there is a blob of fluid that flies up.
Yeah, it's definitely blood. That it's definitely blood flying up.
Now, this can be common with an entry wound. At other times, it may not be because there's so much force going through there. Potentially, there's nothing that comes out the side it went on until a while after. I've shot deer, for example, to where nothing really comes out the entry wound, especially if gravity is helping it, like it was in Charlie's case. For example, if I shoot a deer here and it falls this way, very likely that there's nothing coming out of the entry wound. In Charlie's case, if this video is correct, he was shot this way and he fell this way. I'm going to be very careful what I show here because I don't want to disrespect Charlie's family. But there is a key point here where you can see his skin stretch before it starts to bleed. That is pretty telling evidence that that is a round about to penetrate and go through. Now, there have been a lot of people say that Charlie was wearing body armor. I was one of the people who was skeptical of it. I was one of the people who didn't really buy into the
It definitely wasn't wearing body armor. Plus, it doesn't. It's not relevant because he didn't get hit in it.
story of it hit his plate and went up and ricocheted type of situation. And I still don't really know what to think on that because there are videos where it clearly looks like he may be wearing some, and then in other videos, you can see his nipples through his shirt. You don't see nipples when you're wearing body armor. Even if he was wearing body armor, a 30-06 round can penetrate most body armor. A 30
There you go. Yeah, it can penetrate most body armor, and these people are trying to claim a bone, a collarbone, to stop this bullet. Absolutely no chance. As soon as I heard that, I thought that was a bit iffy, but I've watched another guy who literally shoots that round at bones, at dummies, at various things, and this round is devastational. It's absolutely devastational. There's no way. I mean, there's no way it's lodging in the body, and the exit wound. Again, that isn't what he's been shot with, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people, again, in America and the gun crack will agree that that isn't the round used, because if that is the exit wound in the neck, what we're seeing, it's far too small for the round that's being mentioned here. Again, he's talking about a round here that can pierce most body armor. So I will. I try and get the video of a guy shooting it on the end of here.
.6 round can penetrate a half-inch piece of steel at 100 yards. That's how strong the round is. So when we hear from the surgeon, oh man, Charlie's neck vertebrae, which is not even a straight solid piece of bone like your femur is. It's got a whole bunch of gaps in it and cartilage everywhere, discs. It's just so unbelievable. I'm not saying it's not possible, but they haven't released the autopsy, and
it probably is not possible. That's the other side of it. It probably is not possible. He's edging his bets. I mean, 1 in a billion chance or something that this might happen again. Because what it said there, it's not even the collarbone, but even the collarbone, it would just shatter it. I'll show you. I'll show you a guy quickly shooting this at the end of this video, and it just it's devastation all this round.
They put out some statement like we're all 5 years old and we're reading some comic book. He's the Man of Steel and it was just barely underneath his skin, so it didn't come out.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
Okay, all right. Now, a couple of videos ago, we went over a shot, which seemed like potentially somebody shot from the window, which would make sense for this angle. We also went over the fact that it could be a reflection.
I first seen this and thought straight away, holy shit, that is the bullet. It matches the exit wound. It also matches
timing of when Charlie, Charlie it's there. The next frame, Charlie's reacting to being hit. Again, I thought that was the bullet caught in flight, to be honest.
Just the shirt puffing up and the angle of the entry and exit. I needed another angle just to gang violence.
Now I am pointing more towards a reflection because there is new video or new pictures of what seems like a guy standing up on a ridge. A lot of people are potentially calling it a plant. To me, it looks like it may be somebody posing as security. I am inclined to believe this is the person, but at the same time, I have to ask myself again, if this is truly a professional hit, would they be that close? How did no one see? You're telling me that everybody in the crowd didn't have eyes up there or somebody didn't see. But at the same time, we don't know. It's 100%.
But at the same time, it's happened. That's the beauty of it. You're saying all that, but it has happened, and whoever's done it has, well, we think, possibly got away with it. So it's all right saying not everybody. You see, look, everybody's looking at Charlie Kirk. Everybody's watching Charlie Kirk. That's the whole nature of the event. So if you stood behind them, yeah, there is a chance. I mean, there was the video of the guy spotting the guy on the roof, but he didn't do fuck all about it. So that's all it takes. It takes one person to see someone on a roof and just think it doesn't mean anything, and then that's, you know what I mean? So it's all right kind of saying all that, but on the day and the time, we've already seen an actual incident in this event where somebody spotted the people who were claiming it's the shooter on the roof, and he did fuck all about it. We've seen the video. So, but for me, this is a very plausible theory of what's going on here. He's been shot from up that direction. It's gone through the back, out here, as we've seen in multiple videos here. So that's, for me, it's plausible, but then this doesn't match up with what we're being told by the FBI or the authorities. And again, the massive problem with this bone crack, honestly, it's a massive red flag. It's a massive red flag that this probably wouldn't happen. I'll move on and try and show you the guy shooting this round. Hold on. So we're on the channel's called The Truth Desk. Charlie Kirk ballistic dummy tests, physics don't lie. So this is people shooting various guns. I'll just play a bit of the video, but it's just, I think he does shoot eventually yeah, shoots a bit of bone, I think, as well, and a deer. I'll play the bit of the video.
In the absence of FPS Russia is one of the premier firearms channels. So let's take a look here. He's actually got a World War I era .6 here, and he's shooting buckets of ice.
5-gallon bucket. Whoa.
Yeah, just look at that's ice.
Try that one again. Oh yeah.
It's about 40 pounds of ice in those buckets.
Let's try the other one.
Yeah, so you can see just what that does. Shows the devastation of the round a little bit more. Now here's a 30-06 versus a deer. I will just warn you, this is going to be graphic. It's going to show the deer's blood and stuff at the end, but it'll showcase to you pretty well the stopping power of an .6, and it'll also show you the difference between an entry and an exit wound. There's a lot of people that have been claiming that they know the difference, claiming like they've been hunting before. So let's just check out what shooting a 30-06 at a deer does.
Dude, you got her.
Yeah, Just look at how it snaps back like that. An .6 has a crazy amount of energy that gets transferred almost immediately to the target. An .6 travels at about 2,800.
Yeah, so what a lot of people are saying is, sorry, it's going to show the entry and the exit wound in a second, so if you don't want to see the deer dead and blood and exit and entry wounds, would fast forward or knock it off. But what they're trying to say is that basically this isn't the round that shot Charlie Kirk. Like the gun that they're telling us and the round, it's not the round. What was the devastation done to the exit wound on this deer is massive and looks nothing like Charlie Kirk's neck. So it looks like it was a lot smaller round, possibly with a silencer on as well. And yeah, it definitely looks like that wasn't the rifle used to shoot, or the round used to shoot Charlie Kirk, because it as you'll see here, it's devastational, this round, like
100 feet per second, so it has a lot of stopping power. Now this is going to be graphic here, the difference between the entrance and the exit wound, so if you don't want to see that, be sure to skip ahead.
So right here's where I got her.
So that's the entrance wound right there. There's a
there
lot of blood, but it's just a small little hole right there, and it's bled out a little bit, but now we'll see the exit wound on the other side.
The exit's way more impressive.
Yeah, that's a big hole. Now, again, Charlie Kirk's neck there was no way that's the exit wound from what he was shot with, to be honest. And again, he wasn't shot, if he was shot from the side, he didn't have to be that far. You don't need a rifle of such caliber in a way, like, because you're shooting from a closer range, do you know what I mean? But the actual rifle was maybe just used to sound the shot, and when the shot was sounded, the person with the silencer in the other position took the shot when the other guy shot, if you know what I mean. Like, their shot was the signal to shoot. Could be a possibility. I don't know, but we're seeing from the exit wound here that is definitely not the exit wound that Charlie Kirk had. It was nowhere near that big.
I mean, now look, you could maybe say that the bullet that hit Charlie, they say it went down and hit his bone and bounced down. Yes, that can happen. You can have ricochets and stuff, but that is.
But you're talking more with a 22, a pistol or something, not those kind of sniper rifles. Do you know what I mean? Like, the bullet, once you start getting above a pistol bullets, then I think the ricochet whole thing goes kind of out the window. Do you know what I mean? If you fire a 50 caliber sniper rifle at someone, any bone in anybody's body, it'll probably shatter that bone instantly. You know what I mean? Again, the caliber of the round and the gun and everything, it's all a factor. If it's just a shitty pistol, then obviously it could just hit a bone and ricochet. That's probably a possibility. But when we're moving into rounds of this caliber, I don't think that's a possibility. And again, he shoots at a bone here. I'll play this bit.
That is right there. That's what a typical exit wound looks like with a .6 high grain expanding round.
No kidding. Now that was the Federal Blue Box, right?
Absolutely.
150 grain, 30-06.
Yep, doesn't get better than that. That's all you need.
Doesn't get any better than that. This video is interesting. This is posted by a former military member, and he has a representation of a clavicle bone here, which would be the bone right back here that they say the bullet went and ricocheted down when the bullet hit Charlie. This isn't a clavicle bone. I believe this is actually an alligator bone. He talks about it earlier in the video. And this isn't a perfect test here. He's got a little plastic dummy, but we'll just see what a 30-06 does to a clavicle bone here. So again, not a perfect test, but that does just again show you some of the.
It shows you basically that the chance of a bone stopping this bullet of that kind is fucking no chance. That's what it shows you. Absolutely shows you no chance. It's fucking knocked the head off the dummy. So yeah, I think we're being lied to. Personally, that's my thing of it all. I think we're being lied to, and there's a bigger plot at play. I'll leave it there anyway. Peace.